from the weekend, everyone. I am Elisa Inokera, the FMDQ studios in Lagos.
And I'm Grace Abarago. It's Monday, January 12th. This is your Money Moves.
Right, let's begin with your news now. South Africa is reviewing the prime lending rate used by commercial banks to price trillions of rands in loans. The South African Reserve Bank said the rate, fixed at 350 basis points above the monetary policy rate since 2001, is under assessment with no timeline for changes. Banks use the prime rate as a reference for loans, which totaled 6.2 trillion rand in October. The World Economic Forum has warned that artificial intelligence, geopolitical fragmentation, and a sharp rise in cyber-enabled fraud are rapidly shaping global cyber risks, according to its Global Cybersecurity Outlook 2026. The report introduced an Accenture, which says cyber-enabled fraud has become a widespread threat with growing social and economic impact across regions and sectors. It also notes that AI is accelerating both cyber attacks and defenses, while geopolitical divides are widening preparedness gaps and forcing countries and organizations to rethink their cyber security strategies. In other news, leaders and experts examining how African states can harness youth-led innovation, strengthen regional cooperation through mechanisms like the AFCFTA, and build coherent foreign policies that enhance Africa's agency in global forums such as the G20 and the UN. The discussion also explores how Africa can reduce dependence on external powers while using its demographic advantage to drive peace, stability, and sustainable growth in a rapidly evolving world. Here are excerpts.
One of the key things that accompany this youth dividend is a urbanization trend. So if we look, up to 2050, the urban population from Africa will double, essentially. Some of the largest cities, some of the new cities that are going to be built in the next few decades are going to be cities in Africa. And the ability of urban spaces to absorb, that movement of people into those cities is going to be key. Can those cities deliver services? Can they deliver jobs? Can those cities deliver quality education that equips young people for the jobs of the future? And not just for the jobs of the future, but to create the jobs of the future. So the environment that allows their entrepreneurship to actually thrive. I think this is what is key. So social cohesion is important. In the absence of social cohesion and with a young population and the urbanization trend, then you're basically setting up a recipe to turn a dividend into quite a difficult, situation. We've seen the protests in recent times, young people calling for better governance, calling for transparency, better services, less corruption. I think these are good, things that young people are injecting into the political economy.
Partnered with M-Pesa Africa to extend blockchain infrastructure to the platform's 60+ million monthly users. The partnership will deploy ADI chain across 8 countries: Kenya, DR Congo, Egypt, Ethiopia, Ghana, Lesotho, Mozambique, and Tanzania, connecting individuals and small businesses to institutional-grade digital rails, the organization said. At the 16th International Renewable Energy Agency Assembly, an interministerial dialogue focused on scaling renewable energy in agri-food systems, examining how clean energy can support food security, boost productivity, and build climate resilience across agricultural value chains. The session brought together energy and agriculture leaders to discuss policy alignment, financing, and practical solutions for deploying renewables from irrigation and processing to storage and transport. Here are excerpt.
In 2023, at COP28, we launched the Empowering Lives and Livelihoods Renewable for Climate Action initiative, putting this approach at its core. Today, we are supporting 14 countries across Africa, South Asia, and Latin America in leveraging renewables for the agricultural sector. And the lessons are clear and consistent. The Director of Country Engagement Partnership, Mr. Gorbus Gönül, will shortly provide more details on the work and the concrete outcome emerging from the country that we are supporting. No single institution can deliver this transformation alone. Beyond our close collaboration with the FAO, as a founding member of the Agri-Food Coalition and the working group developing adaptation resilience metrics, we are aligning evidence and strengthening capacity across more than 25 organizations. This partnership reflects a shared global understanding. Renewable energy is a foundational enabler of modern agri-foods.
In Egypt, Aradi Misr for Planning and Development has launched aradimisr.com, Egypt's first fully integrated digital platform for trading land assets. The platform aims to modernize Egypt's land market by providing transparency, data intelligence, and digital infrastructure. It uses AI, geospatial analytics, and interactive mapping to enable verified, secure, and efficient buying, selling, and leasing of land across the country, founder Hamed El Tahan said. Finally, on News Now, tourism in Morocco and Egypt hit record levels in 2025, with arrivals rising to 19.8 million and 19 million, respectively. The growth, supported by new flight links, showpiece museums, and major sporting events, reaffirms the two countries as Africa's most visited destinations, according to year-end data. I am Melissa Enoch, and that's it for News Now this Monday. The show returns shortly with Grace at the FMDQ Archives Room, giving us our market updates.
We are, as you know, we are Pan-African. It's in our DNA. It's the DNA of householding of our parent group. And our investment thesis is even named after Africa, Africa capitalism. But you know, I can't talk about deals or things that are in motion. I think what I can tell you is that the way we have come today to make an announcement on the second pillar, on flares elimination, I think let's watch this space. We think we would have some announcements to make on the third pillar in the coming months, year 2026. And then for Africa, I think that I have to say, wait, you'll be one of the very first to know. But you should know that we are very active. We've met in a number of the locations in Africa as we are trying to play out and build our Africa playbook. But take that aside, we are looking, and this today is just an indication that we are looking to be impactful in energy, in Nigeria and in Africa.
Welcome back to Money Moves. Let's now go over to Grace for today's market rounds. Hello there again, Grace.
Thank you, Melissa. Let's take a look at how the markets traded for the week, starting today, this Monday. Starting off with the equities. The Nigerian Stock Exchange extended its gains, rising 0.58% to 163,244.69, while the BROVM advanced 0.46% to 343.52. The Nairobi Securities Exchange edged up 0.07% to 199. In South Africa, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange climbed 1.40%, and in North Africa, Egypt's EGX30 jumped 1.19%, while Morocco's MASI was almost flat, up 0.02%. Let's do a quick round on some of the Pan-African currencies. The rand strengthened 0.58% to 16.39 against the US dollar. The Egyptian pound eased 0.56% to 47.13, while the CFA franc softened 0.36% to 561.45. The Kenyan shilling was flat at 128.99. The Moroccan dirham weakened 0.29% to 9.20, while the naira slipped 0.20% to 1,422 naira 74 kobo as at 13:26 GMT. Let's switch into the commodities data deck, beginning with energy prices. Brent crude dipped 0.16% to $63.24, while US WTI fell 0.30% to $58.94. Natural gas climbed 2.49% to $3.24, and Arabian gasoline rose 0.54% to $1.79 as at 13:14 GMT. Now, finally, two metals prices. Gold surged 2.34% to $4,606.20, while copper jumped 2.56% to $6.05. Platinum advanced 3.43% to $2,362. Aluminium edged up 0.10%, and iron ore gained 0.35% to $108.03 as at 13:16 GMT. And that's our Money Moves market today. Back to you, Melissa.
Grace, thank you very much for those updates on how the markets open trading for the week. And that's it on today's edition of Money Moves. From me and the rest of the team here at the FMDQ studios, we say thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.